Hello and welcome back to Farming Simulator 22 on ballyspring. So, as you can probably tell, the fields have changed, and that's because we finally moved over to the latest update to the map. About time. I did take a little bit longer than I wanted to do on that. 16 episodes on the version, well, it was the original version of the map, and so many changes have happened. And it was about time. It was overdue, and I'm glad. We've got a lot of things now added in, a lot of improvements, some fixes as well, which is much needed, obviously, especially with the bunker, so I'm glad to see that that's all sorted out. And I did do a lot of work behind the scenes to get the map exactly, well, as close as I can to where I left off. The only difference is all the fields have been reset to just a cultivated state, and precision farming's reset. The only other thing that I didn't kind of get just right was the year. So I'm in October, but I'm in year 1, so we've just gone back a year, but same kind of things going on, same money, all the animals are the same age, silage is in there, we've got all the same amount of bales, you know, everything's pretty much exactly where it should be, just the fields really. So going to be busy with that. Mainly this episode is just going to be me showing you around what I've done, because I just thought, if I'm going on to this update, why not go all out and do a few upgrades? And I've done that, so we'll talk about that. I'll showcase that off, and then eventually we're going to buy a tractor. Definitely going to get ourselves a nice powerful tractor, because I don't think I can do another year of slow farming, let's call it, where I'm snailing up that bloody hill. So we're going to sort that out. But first things first, this is the most recent update. Now, don't get me wrong, I have done a few changes, so there's a few things I've changed, but this is one of them that I did like that was already on the map, and this is now the entrance. I think that's a cracking idea, because that one was a little bit difficult to turn around. You can still get that way, but now we have the option to come through here, so I do like that. I have also, I don't know if you noticed, but I re-tarmacked. This is something that I personally did. I re-tarmacked all the ground. So just on the main farm, so I think it just looks a little bit better having that kind of new tarmac, gravel, whatever you want to call it, is kind of like the base ground texture on the farm. So that's all sorted. Let's have a quick look at the animals, just so you know straight away that everything's the same with them. So lambs, same lamb, same age, everything. Feed was exactly the same as well. Cows I have to give a bit of feed too, and I can also confirm we are getting milk now, because I did go into the Maize Plus and change it. So it was the fact that Maize Plus didn't allow, I think it was to 27 months. So when I've put it now when they get to 24. So when they're at 24 months, they produce a modest amount, and then I kind of looked at the original figures that were set up by Maize Plus and just give it a reduced amount until it gets to that kind of like 25, 26, and so on, 27 months of age. So it kind of gets, you know, gradual as they go through that like 3-month period. So when they're at 27, they're maxed out. They're making, you know, the most they can milk, and milk is going to be crazy income. I am also using 2 mods, so and help me along that way. I've got the mod that sells the milk at the kind of realistic time, as if you were simulating a pickup on the farm. So you get the dairy, comes on with your milk contract, picks up in the morning. So it does sell at 6 a.m. But I've also got realistic milking times on. So instead of getting milk just gradually go up throughout the day, there'll be 2 periods within a 24-hour day where the cows get milked. So it's 2 times, and it's at 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. So we need to keep in mind that when we're giving the milk to the calves, in the morning, all that milk's just going to go, it's going to sell. So really, after 6 p.m, we need to try and take that milk, put it to one side, so we can, you know, start giving it to the calves if they need it. Now, hopefully they won't need too much. We'll be selling them most of it, but it's nice to know it's 6 p.m. after that second milking comes in, take some out, fill up the feeding troughs, well, the buckets for the calves, and then at 6 a.m. when I do that first milk again of the day, that milk will also get sold at the exact same time. So kind of like 2 loads go in one go. And that will just keep happening on its own. So I don't have to do anything in that. It's just simulating milking and obviously the pickup, which I think is a cracking idea. So we're doing well. We've got 30 cows at 26 months. These are feeding a lot now. They're taking a lot of feed. It's going to be difficult just to keep that, well, kind of maintain it really. We are obviously going to get more cows as well, especially when these 14 calves become heifers. The food increase, well, requirement just shoots up. Same with when they get to like the adult age as well. So we do need to keep an eye out on that one. Make more feed basically, just to keep on track. Lambs, they're all female. We got 2 months, 9 months. You know, they're all staggered. We're not going to sell any of these. We're just going to wait until they get to, you know, just give us wool, because that's what we need, and we're already producing a bit of wool. And then we'll sell off the males. But we have got something else to look at in the animals, but we'll get back to that in a second. So all the tractors are the same. Every bit of equipment's the same. The only thing new I bought is I got myself a nice L200. I thought, why not? Do like this. I actually have this exact truck in real life. This is my actual, you know, motor that I get around in real life. It's an L200 I've got. It's a bit of an old model, but it just looks exactly like this. Not the newest style Mitsubishi's. This is exactly what it looks like, parked outside my house right now. So I thought, why not bring it into the game? It is a lizard version, just so it could get on Giant's model for console. So I'm going to edit this. I'm just going to put some Mitsubishi badges, probably on the front and the back, and then I might even put one on the steering wheel as well. So yeah, I'll definitely upgrade that. But it's nice to have that. So what I did is I kind of just docked myself 20,000, got myself an L200, so we're at 52,000. I also put this in as well, so got a nice upgraded jet wash. So let's have a walk around. Everything's the same. Now, majority of it is the same. You know, all the things are in the same place, because when I moved over, if anyone's interested of trying to do that, there's certain things that you can do, like you can copy over all the XMLs from your save game into the new save game that you've got. But the one in this map that struggled was the placeables XML. Now, the reason for that is because the way that this new update's been set up by the author of the map is all the items are now sellable. So you can sell them, you can even place them down, but it means that they're all placeables. They're not actually placed in GE itself. There's something that are placed as a placeable. So if I went into construction now and tried to sell, say I want to sell this, I can pretty much just sell everything now. It's, you know, everything's for sale. So it's great because I can customize the farm, which I have done, which I'll go and show you in a minute. I'll give you a bit of a sneak peek over there and a bit of a sneak peek over there. So I have done some customizing because I thought, why not? Let's make it bigger and better. So before we had a shed here. Now I decided to keep this kind of like divider in space in between, so we can put some bales in there, and I can use the skid steer to maybe, you know, get some easy access to a few straw bales, hay bales, whatever it is. So I've kind of kept that the same, but by doing it, it's given me this like nice little area for bales. Over here, I did get rid of the shed that I placed in and kept in this item that I don't even know what it's called, but it's pretty much, do you know what? I'm sure if I try and sell this, it might come up with it. I don't know if I can sell this. Yeah, I can't sell that. I think that is actually GE placed down. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's just because I've got animals in, but we'll find out. But it's basically where the sheep. That's how I see it. It's kind of a maze where the sheep go in. They're in there, you know, they get sorted, sheared. Maybe the lambs get tagged or whatever it is. But I've kept it in because I like the look of it, and I've put sheds in other places that kind of make sense. So in this section here, nothing has actually changed. The only thing I've done is put the hay away from the fields. So this is how many hay bales we've currently got at the moment. I did make a note of everything, so I got it right. But luckily, it was in the items XML, so it all just spawned in perfectly. So yeah, that's all the exact amount of hay bales we were left with. And as you can see, the maize silage is spot on. Now, I did have to put this all down in again myself. So I tipped in 248,000 litres of 52, as you can see. Just a little bit extra on that. I think I did actually go over when I was tipping. It was supposed to be 345, so I've gone over a bit there with the silage level. But I compacted it Obviously sheeted it up, let it ferment, and then it's ready to go. So pretty much where we left off. Just got an extra few thousand, not much, but a few. So over here, trailer, I'm going to store the straw bales over here. So this is going to be just for straw bales. Should we go up here first? We may as well. So previously, what I set up over here was like a bale pad area. And I had some calf igloos, and it was just an extra place to put down, yeah, storage for bales and anything like that. So I changed it again because obviously they were all placeables, and I had to reset the placeables and do them all myself again. And what I came up with, I think, is a little bit better. We've got 2 of these top storage areas for silage bales, but because we didn't have as many whole crop, I've just kept the 1. And we've got a bit of a different thing going on. We've got a new shed for cows. So before, we've got the one that's the outdoor pasture, we've got the one that's where right by where the outdoor pasture is, but on the other side. So it's the only cow shed we had. So I decided to put an extra one in, just in case I want to separate like heifers to milkers. Maybe, you know, calves can go inside instead of having them in like the igloos. But we have still got igloos, so we are going to do igloos feeding milk to the calves. But at least we've got this extra shed now to separate out, and it could mean that we may as well like look at beef stock. So because we get male Holstein when we're obviously breeding out on, and we obviously get the male version, we may as well stick the male cows in this, for example, and then beef them up and sell them off. It makes sense. I mean, it's either that or separate the heifers out. Really doesn't matter. We could just maybe give the heifers a cheaper feed, for example. I am using the mud mod, so you can see that this is just dirt. For some reason it's here. I imagine it's so you can use it. Maybe the authors put it there so you can put it down somewhere if you want to. We're just going to leave it there just because we're probably not going to mess about with that. But there is mud now on the map in spots. So, a bit of lag there. It's the second time I've had lag there in that spot. So, over in here, different shed than I had before. I kind of prefer this one. I think it looks good, and it's part of the placeables that you can put down that come with the map itself. So it's a ballyspring placeable. So I've put that down. There is definitely something that's aggravating my frame rate in this area. It's a bit strange. Seems right now. That's all the same. That's pretty much the same. Just, you know, it is what it is. Milk storage is still there. I've put my sign in because, you know, big shout out to all the channel members on YouTube, but also over in Ko-fi. I mean, I do this on the Farmman, but the problem is with the Farmman, I can't kind of break that immersive storytelling. So I never really had a chance to just explain why I do this. So I thought I'd put it onto Bally Springs, and then I can actually stop and just talk and just say a big thank you to everyone. Now, the way it works is I've got, like, on YouTube, I've got the 2 tiers. I've got the sponsor, and I've got the Scroftopian member. Scroftopian member, it says the only extra to that is you just pay a little bit extra, and I put your name on the board. It's just, I appreciate all the support I get. It still amazes me that, you know, one person, never mind this many people, want to support me and what I'm doing. So it's just something I can do to just say thank you and give something back and put your name on the board. Now, with Ko-fi, I've also got an ultimate membership where they pay a bit more to support me and the channel, and I put their names on this side just to try and highlight out. A massive shout out to them guys, because, you know, their support means the world to me. It's hopefully going to allow me to go full-time by the end of the year. That's my plan. That's what I'm working towards. So yeah, again, massive shout-out to everyone that supports me, watches the videos, gives them a thumbs up. It really does make it all worthwhile. Every content creator will tell you the same, but it really is true. As soon as you see a video release and you see the views and then you see the amount of likes and the nice comments, it just keeps fueling that fire inside, you know, to want to go out and keep making content and feel like, you know, you can maybe do it for a living. So again, massive shout out. And I do update this once a week. Usually try and do it just before I make the Farmman videos, so probably on a Friday evening I go and have a look and just update the names on there. So yeah, I stuck that in there. So this is this shed that we originally had. That's just stayed the same. I did delete it out and place it down again because I always found there's a bit of a kind of like overhanging. So I've tried to sort that out, and it's kind of worked a little bit better. This shed's the same as well. And then over here you can see we've got the coffee glues just spaced out a little bit different. So let's have a look over here first, because as you can see at this end, I'm putting another entrance to this grass field. Because we're not going in and out of here now, I decided just to that was going to be my main entrance. So over here, we can get into this grass field a little bit easier instead of just going all the way down and then back up on herself. It just made sense. But also what I've done is, because I've actually removed out the pasture that we originally had, this open pasture, I put in another one and a bigger one that's got grazing enabled. So it's part of a placeable that you can put down. So if you go to animals and then have a look at cows, you can see that these are like the ballyspring ones. There's a few ballyspring one there for the igloos. This one's ballyspring, so that's a 500 cow one. So they're all 500 cows, I think, but you can see it's a smaller area. That's the original one. It was kind of like placed like this. This one though is same amount of cows, but it's a much bigger area. So I made it go just there, and it means that I've obviously got more grass coming from the grazing mod for my cows. And I spinned it around. So now, you know, things are laid out a little bit different, but I prefer it because it just means I've got more space. Well, I'm making more use of the space, really, for the cows, because, you know, that's where our money's going to be earned from. It really is the milkers. They're going to make it all. So, as you can see, this is kind of like a walkway now. Put my animals in, feed them over here. And it's, yeah, pretty nifty. I like the way it's done. I haven't got a throughput anymore over there. Used to have a way of coming through the fields, and I actually used it quite a lot, but what I'm hoping is, because we have this entrance over here now, and I've also got a separation in that part of the field there, it's not as needed anymore. We can just take that route. Now, I want to point out another really good thing. It's quite unique as well. I've never seen this on another map, but this goes for all hedges, all fences, all gates, anything like that that's separating fields out. Before I had to go in GE and remove them, then you could use, you know, the chainsaw to kind of like cut out. But all you have to do now is just walk up to the middle of the hedge, press the O button, and it disappears. And then if you want it to come back, you press the O button. So a lot of these here I haven't actually removed. I've just pressed O, and then they come back again. It's really good idea, and it works, like I said, for everything but the gates. I think the gates are something that you can basically demolish and then place down again and purchase a new gate. Yeah, I just think it was a cracking idea. Really good idea. So, another thing that I did is, best way to first explain this is to go into our map. So, originally, when I purchased this small field here, which is the 113 field, it didn't actually bring any of these, but now that's just one part. So I was getting extra fields. So what I decided to do, because I was obviously getting extra fields and I didn't want to lose this one, I decided that the best thing for us to do, which we're going to do in the upcoming episodes, is combine 114, 115, and 116 into one field. And it might actually be our biggest field at that point then. This now, and also the 104 area, are kind of like areas we've built into. So you can see that I've got like an area to drive through here, and I've put this all in myself. Got a kind of track going down, another shed, and then to finish off, I wanted to try out some pigs. So I've got myself a nice little pig barn with feeding that you put in here, and it's pretty cool. It is. It's got a slurry pit there that you can take out of. It is in a different language, but that's basically turn on the feeding system. Let me just bring up the F1 menu, making sure I've got that right. Right, so it should turn on. And then what happens is, it's quite loud, but the pipes, obviously now the pump is pumping into these areas where the feed is. So you put the feed out there, but then it will pump in. So it's really good. Quite unique, quite a different thing. That's to bring down the shutters. This is to put on the kind of like heat lamps for the pigs. So pretty cool. So we're going to have some pigs. We're definitely going to have some pigs at some point. Then you've got your light as well, which is just normal. And then someone's obviously been doing some finances, because that's a very well organised spreadsheet. So yeah, that's pretty much the gist of the farm now. We've got extra storage, extra sheds. We're all set up with the feed we've got. I have got, like I said, some grass areas on, you know, the change of the grass areas, but we've still got some grass over here that we can just chop out. We could even chop up there if we really wanted to try and maximise out everything. And then if we just look up here as well, you've got a bit more extra grass there. There's nothing stopping us chopping this. And then I think I've actually got a small section up here that I thought I could technically put something down. At the moment, we're just going to chop it. Like, that's unstable there. You can see that there's a big part there that I can't flatten out. So we probably wouldn't want to go past here with the mower. But you could mow all the way up here. Easily done. So yeah, definitely got a lot of work ahead of us because we've got to set these fields back up. We just have a jump up here. In fact, we'll do flight mode. We may as well. And we'll turn on speed so we're a bit faster. So you can see all the fields are reset. I've left the baler out from when we were doing the baling as well, so that's one thing I need to bring back. There's a few items as well at the shop that I had to reset, so they went back to there that we've got to bring back. I think there's about 5 items actually that I need to bring back to the farm. But yeah, this is the difference. You can see now it's a lot bigger. You know, even the pasture's bigger. We've got the area for the pigs that we can technically expand into. And then we've got obviously another cow barn and some bale storage like before. Now this is the area that I'm going to combine. You can see that that's a big field, and the good thing about it now is all I have to do is just walk up to one of these, press O on all these hedges. It might take me a bit of time in the middle to do this, but we just remove them all and we combine it and like plow it into one big field. Get rid of the trees and so on, and then we'll have the entrance up here, which is obviously where we've got the pigs down there. And yeah, we're going to have one big field. So this might be a good field to do cropping. And yeah, who knows? I do want to do potatoes, but I don't know if I'm going to do that straight away. I have got to think about pig food now. And I know we can do a pig food mix in the feed mix with Maize Plus, but the difference is there's 2 types of pig food now. There's one that feeds a few categories, and then there's another one that feeds the other categories. So it's not as simple as it was. As I thought it was originally. So I learned that from doing the Farmhand series. So we show the mixtures. In fact, before we do that, you can see here. So you can see that if we make this pig food from the feed mix, it's 80%, and then I think this one's 40%. That one's 60% of that. And then this one's the 20%. So you can see that pig food's filling up this category, the moisture and the feed concentrate. But then the actual, base game pig food is filling up these 2. So I think we're going to have to fill up the categories. I think we can make one type of pig food, maybe this one and that one. So we can do that with our feed mix. But then to do the protein, we're going to need, well, it depends really. Soybeans maybe. We can make a bit of bruised grain silage cut beet. Sugar beet cut will be a good option because I can use it with the cows. So we can obviously harvest some sugar beets. We can use it for the cows and the feed mix, but we can also put it into the obviously the pigs feed. So that's 3 categories sorted out. So we can do the mix, and then we can do some sugar beet cut. And then if we look at energy food, I've also placed in sugar beet cut in here, or beet pulp. Because I just want to make it a little bit more simplistic. Because pigs eat anything. They just eat anything. Anything you give them, they're going to eat. So why not just keep it simple? So at this moment in time, all I need to do for the pigs to feed them is give them the pig food mix that we can do, which I'll show you in a second, the recipe. And then we're going to do sugar beet cut. And that should sort them out. So if we have a look, should be around the bottom. There you go. So this is the pig food mix that we're going to be doing. We've got sugar beet cut again, or potato cut, sugar beets, and any kind of mineral feed. And then in this, we've got like some kind of, I guess CCM is probably the best for us because we're already going to be doing kind of like maize. Maybe we can harvest some of it, do some corn cob mix, ferment it, get an extra bunker. Maybe that could be something that we do for the pigs. But it's going to take a good bulk of it at least. I mean, it's a top-up food, as you can see. Sugar beet, potato cuts. Yeah, I mean, sugar beets is going to be a big thing. We should probably focus on sugar beet, definitely. Because we can put sugar beet into that with potato cut. And then maybe CCM. I like the idea of that. Even grain grist. And that should sort us out with the pigs. So yeah, a lot of information. I can go on a bit. But it's all for a good cause. It really is. I think it's going to be much better now. I really do. I have been looking forward to this. I wanted to get it set up for quite some time because in my head, I thought, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it and make some changes, going to make it custom to the series. And as you can tell, I think it should work out quite a bit. And hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll start making a bit of cash. Now, talking about cash, obviously I've made some changes. and I thought the only thing right to do would take out a loan. So we took out a £75,000 loan, and what that's done is funded the 2 sheds really. That's the way I've worked it out. So we spent £75,000 on getting some sheds. We're going to repay that, but we're also going to get another loan because we're going to buy that tractor. Now, originally, looking at the time I've been recording now, I'm about, getting close-ish to 30 minutes. I was going to move the calves out and, give them some milk and all that stuff and separate them out, but I'm going to leave them outside. They've got enough feed, they're happy. I'm going to get this tractor sorted, and I think then in the next episode we'll proper get into the farming and feeding and all that stuff, because there's a lot to sort out. We need to sort out giving the pigs some food. We even need to get some pigs first. Yeah, there is a lot to sort out, but I really do want to get this tractor sorted. So we're going to go take the John Deere. We're going to sell it. We're going to try and save ourselves some cash, because the tractors I've been looking at are around 350,000, and I'm definitely going to buy one in that price range. I think it's a must. So let's go take this down and finish off and start and finally get ourselves a tractor. We're going to take a loan out, like I said, and we don't want to sell the Ford. Yeah, we are going to take a loan out. It has to happen. Yeah, it's just one of them, really. See, I've just driven this way thinking normal. That just completely gone out of my head, that did. I start getting used to that. But I think it'd be nice to get, a tractor that's around 400 horsepower. And I've got 3 options that I've picked out, and they're all 400 horsepower. You can see as well that there's a lot of mud in places. We'll see how it gets on with the mud. If it's too much of a pain, because remember, if we get stuck in some mud and we're trying to go uphill, there's no chance. We're pretty much stuck there forever. That tractor just may as well become that field at that point. So if that's the case, we can just deactivate the mud mod. I do like the change as well to the road. You can see that it's like gravel now with the grass strip in the middle, which is quite traditional to like the country lanes that you see in farmers' tracks, basically, where there's not much traffic and the grass kind of grows in between. I do like that. These were the original fields as well that I wanted to do for potatoes, but I don't know if I'm going to do that. Don't know. I might just have that one big one as a field for like arable to sell, to make money from, for profit and straw and all that. I'll have a small one then for maize, well, corn should I say, to do corn cob mix. We'll also do some straw from that. Then I'll have 2 at least for maize silage, 1 for whole crop silage, and then we're going to need some sugar beets. So we're going to have to figure it out. This is all the stuff we'll do in the upcoming episodes. Definitely come up with a plan, sorting out the precision farming side of things. Going to have to re-lime. Yeah, there's a lot of work, but I'm hoping that second, session, let's call it, of doing all the field work, prepping everything, precision farming, it's just going to pay off insanely, because at the same time we're going to be bringing in money from milk now, which is always good. Sure, is that stop sign new? It might be. I feel like I've only just noticed it. There's even a load more soil over here as well. It's a bit of a strange one, that is. I feel like people are collecting soil. It's a big maize field. Let's get parked up. Let's find ourselves one of these tractors. Now, I'll be honest, I've put these 3 down because I was trying to look at the size, but I'm already pretty much certain which one I'm going to go for, just because it looks awesome. The turning is pretty decent as well, and yeah, it's, as you can tell, a little bit smaller. So if I stand here, you can tell, just probably, it's not obvious, but it is as well at the same time. You can tell that the Valtra is smaller. So let me talk you through these tractors. So this one is the Valtra S394. It's 405 horsepower. Cost me $343,000 to get it looking exactly like this, with GPS in and all that stuff. I like it, and the turning on it is really good, and that's been important because obviously the yard that we've got want a good turning, but I think we can, we can get a bigger tractor. Something that I thought was going to be difficult. This is a large tractor. 400 horsepower is a beast as well. It's going to fly up them hills. So the next one is the Class Action 950. This is 410 horsepower, so a little bit more, but it costs $352,000. Again, it's got all pretty much features we need. I've not gone for wide tyres because I think it's already a big enough tractor. This goes for all 3 tractors. It has got GPS, but it's also got the precision farming, the scan on it. So yeah, that's the only thing that the Valtra hasn't got, whereas these 2 have got that option. And then finally we got the Massey Ferguson, which is the 8740S, and this one is 405 horsepower, so like the Valtra, but it's 333,000, so it's the cheapest one. So they're my options. Now what we'll just quickly do is we'll start off in the Massey, because I think they're actually all pretty decent at turning, in all fairness. But I feel like I've been driving a lot of Masseys recently on most series, and yeah, it just doesn't. I mean, that's perfectly fine at turn, isn't it? We're not going to have any issues there. I mean, it's proper tight. Yeah, it's perfectly fine. We could definitely go with this tractor if we wanted to, but I don't think I do. Like I said, I've been driving a lot of Masseys. It's kind of something I'm not, interested in probably getting on this series as well. We've already got, enough Masseys going on and everything, so let's try a class. Now this one's probably got not the worst, but it seems like it's the biggest tractor. It's beefy, but again, it's got pretty decent turning. No issue with that at all. Sorry buddy, I just ran you over. Shouldn't have got there. Ooh, bad driving as well. Bad driving. Just trying to think, will it make that turn? It will, so perfectly fine again. But do I want the class? Hand on heart, I want that Valtra. I just think it looks pretty cool. Definitely does. Now I have leased these out, so I'm going to have to return them. And then what I'll do is I'll just purchase this one from using the loan that I get. And then I'll probably pay off straight away off the loan what we get for selling the John Deere. But let's just quickly jump into this. I mean, this thing, I'm sure I can move this thing. Yeah, I can. I mean, strange things like that. I mean, I'll probably even do some interaction with that, as far as I know. It's got like a custom carpet as well. But I just found that the turning, and it's definitely smaller. It's definitely a smaller tractor. But the turning again is just perfect. Maybe too much. So I think we're going to go with this one. There'll probably be people in the chat saying you should have had the Massey, you should have gone with the John Deere. But I have got a Valtra on this, and I think it's been a bit of a Valtra series, so why not go and get yourself a beefy 400 horsepower Valtra? So this is going to be our new tractor. 400 horsepower. And yeah, it should do the job. It really should. So let's first return our leased items. Shouldn't cost us any more money then. Which one do we want to sell? We want to sell the Massey. So we want to return that. We want to return this one. But then this we're going to purchase, and it's 336. So we want 300. I'm going to get a loan of 340,000. That should do the job. And then anything we have left, we'll make sure we pay like a special redemption payment, as they're called. So let's say 5 years, maybe is a good shout. 5 years. So that's 240,000 over 5 years. Monthly repayments is 6,258. That is steep. That is steep. That is definitely steep. We're going to have to bring in the money every month. We really are, because we're already paying about, what, 1,300 on that. 6,200. That's a hefty loan. The thing is as well, the term will stay at 60 months. If we keep repaying, the term goes down, but the monthly repayments don't. So, I mean, we could up it and just hope that we keep reducing the term, but keep that. The only problem is the interest. It's the interest then at that point, you're taking it to a point where, because we're paying 380,000 now, so we did it like 20 years, 466,000, but 2 years is 350. So if we went to 5, we're paying basically 360 9,000, 370. So you can see that we're taking an extra 30,000 by having this. But I'm hoping we pay it off sooner, because we obviously the milk, harvesting, all that kind of stuff. But I just don't want to be repaying that much a month. I think it's not a good idea. So I'm going to just put it to about 8. I think that should be fine. I don't think it'll stay at 8, because obviously we're going to pay off whatever we get from this tractor now. So that should reduce it. Let's see if we can bring it back down to around 60, which is a 5-year loan, if we pay off, you know, whatever the tractor's going to give us now. So 8 years, 340,000, and that's it. Job done. So you can see it's 96 months. That's a hell of a lot of time. I don't even know if I'll be playing it in within 5 in-game years. So pretty much this is set that we're going to be paying this off for the rest of the series, unless we earn a shed ton of cash. So the first thing we're going to do, we're just going to drop off this front weight, because it's, you know, decent front weight. We may as well keep it. We're going to then purchase this tractor because it's ours, and we may as well. And there you go. It's now our tractor. And what we're going to do is we're going to put the John Deere over here. We're going to collect that collectible. Nice. $1,000. I'll take that. And then we're going to go over to, where is it? It's there. We're straight past it. And we're going to repair it. We're not going to repaint it though. I mean, we get a lot of money for doing it, but it's not, I don't know if it's worth it. That's 17,500. That's insane. I'd rather it just, no, I'm all good. I'm just going to sell it. I mean, the paint condition, 17,000. What kind of paint job is it? Right, so if I pay that off, I need to get at least 93 grand to get that money back. So, do you know what? I'm intrigued now. So 95,000. So we are actually making more money. So yeah, let's do it. Let's sell this. It's now 95,000. So we are not bad. Trying to think what kind of cash we need. Gonna have to lease out a bit of kit. Maybe. I mean, if we set for 35,000, we got milk coming in now. I'm gonna pay off 100 grand. That's a massive chunk to that tractor, and I think it will leave us, you know, with a good amount. Hopefully the term will be reduced by quite some bits. So let's pay off 100,000, and there you go. 59. I even said let's bring it down to 59. There we go. So now it's brought down to a 5-year loan, but we're only paying 4,000. Happy days. Not bad at all. So we owe 240,000 for the tractor, and we owe 73,000 left for them sheds. So I'm happy with that. I think that's worked out pretty well. We're at 34,000. We will be bringing in the cash, like I said, but the update's done. I'm now running on the latest version of Ballyspring, and I've improved the farm, made some investments, so we can start making even bigger strides and making some serious cash. But on that note, I am going to leave the video there. So thanks for watching. Really do appreciate it. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you have, please give the video a thumbs up, because that does help me every time. And if you're new, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more videos just like this one on Farming Simulator.